Facebook famously determined that if a new member invited 10 friends within 14 days, they were hooked for life. So they focused religiously on driving the user experience to this key metric. If you apply this product-based approach to B2B sales, then you can identify those users that are ready to talk. And this method is known as the Product Qualified Lead, or PQL. So if you sell in a freemium, open source, or trial model, then the PQL method is critical to give your sales team visibility into who is ready to talk. So talk to your data team, or better yet, partner with Whaler's team of data scientists to develop a PQL model tailored specifically for your business. You'll be empowered by knowing exactly when a user is ready to convert. To see specific examples, go to getwhaler.com/Andy. That's GETWHALR.com/Andy. And as a bonus, if you sign up to learn more about Whaler and PQLs, then Whaler will send you their optimized 2-page master services contract that you can leverage for your own business free of charge. It's time to accelerate. Hi, this is Andy. Welcome to another edition of Frontline Friday with my regular and very special guest, Bridget Gleason. Now, before we get to the show, Bridget and I have a favor to ask of you. We'd really appreciate it if you took time right now to leave a review for this show on iTunes. And while you're there, click the button, subscribe to Accelerate. Make sure you get Frontline Friday automatically each week. Also, we need to hear from you. More specifically, we need your sales questions. What can we answer for you? What challenges do you have that we can help you with? So go to accelerate.fm/frontline and enter your question there. Each month, we're going to select one listener's question to be the question of the month. And the winner will receive a $50 Amazon gift card. So remember, go to accelerate.fm/frontline to give us your question and maybe win $50. So Bridget, how are you today?
Frequent guest who's been on the show, Andy, 101 times.
You have a record which
amazing.
I think will not be broken soon.
Good. I mean, I love contests. So.
Well, good. Well, let's shoot for 300.
All right. I love it.
Next stop, 300. All right.
Contests and challenges.
So how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Whoa, you're not fantastic?
I'm trying to change it up.
Okay.
I'm trying to change it up. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great.
But see, with from a nickname perspective, Captain Doing Great is not as exciting as Captain Fantastic.
I know. Do you know what they call me here?
No.
I told you this already.
No, what?
QB1. Queen
B
as in Bridget.
Yes.
1. And the reason I'm QB1 is because currently we're in a WeWork space.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman that manages the space
is
also formidable. Her name is Bridget.
Mm-hmm.
And as formidable as she is, they're like, yeah, but
she's not like QB1.
That's right. She's not QB1. So I like being QB1.
All right. Well, QB1 takes me back in time too.
QB1.
That used to be a trivia game that you could play at bars. It was delivered via satellite, actually. My company worked for at the time got them on the air on their satellite network so they could distribute the game to bars.
Wow.
Yeah. Sort of. This was ages and ages ago, but
don't disclose.
QB1. That was the name of the game. All about sports trivia. At least initially, sports trivia. So, all right. So here we are, episode 101, starting our second century. And I thought we'd lead off by talking about a topic that I talked about with another guest not that long ago, which was professional certification for sales people and sales managers.
Ah, okay.
And whether or not this is an idea whose time has come. I mean, it's being done, but it's time to really embrace it as an industry, and both as managers, leaders, and individuals. So, yeah, it's sort of like the idea. It's not like, a little bit like you certified doctors and lawyers, but I'm not saying that we set up, regulatory agencies like they have to, to do that. But is there need for more certification? You can see how it certainly helps companies that are trying to attract. And we talked in the last episode about hiring people. Is if you are hiring people that, had the certification. It doesn't necessarily speak entirely to their competence, but it does speak to a certain level of proficiency and a certain level of knowledge about sales and customer decision making and so on, whatever the curriculum is for the certification. And it seems like at some level has value to buyers, because buyers are looking for sales reps to become trusted advisors and help them make this decision. And, perhaps somebody with that certification is someone they would feel more comfortable building that relationship with than somebody who didn't. So what do you think?
Well, I like the idea. And I like the idea because we have a certification program.
Logs.io.
Yeah, logs.io. Bridget Gleason, QB1.
QB1.
Captain Fantastic. Frontline Friday, frequent guest, put it in place. That's why we have a certification for the sales team that they have to go through. They have to pass within their first 90 days. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. All right, and we've started extending it to other parts of the organization too.
But what I'm thinking about is rather than every company create their own, there's an organization out there that's been doing it for 80 years. The Sales and Marketing Executives International, SMEI. So take an organization like that, for instance, not necessarily just to be a commercial for them, but say, look, they've put 80 years into this process. They're updating it, keeping it current. And they're an objective third party. Is if you were looking at hiring somebody to fulfill a role, that's sort of a multi-part question. One is, could you foresee a day where you say, look, person sort of needs to have this level of experience, this level of expertise, and they need this certification that you can get from SMEI, because that's important to you, because that tells you something about this person in terms of understanding what the certification is, what they've learned, what they know, and what they've been tested on, and that they're also, as part of that certification, at least with that organization, and most professional certifications, is you have to have a certain amount of continuing education that you have to do every year as well, so that they're committed to sort of continuous learning and updating their skill set.
I would totally embrace that. Because we don't have that, I look for people who have had some professional sales training. And I ask them about that. So because we don't really, I don't know of any sort of common certification organization out there that people are familiar with, like the one you're suggesting.
Well, they've got,
I don't think they're
not huge, but they have 60,000 members or something. People that have been certified. It's not insignificant.
I've never met anybody who's been certified.
Oh, there we go. That's the whole point.
900? Are they 900 years old? Are they only certifying like the ancient?
No.
Like my age? Is that who they're certifying? Because if that's who they're certifying,
no,
the certifications are old.
Right. No, they've got.
Who are they certifying? How come I haven't met one? If there's 60,000, how come I haven't met one?
I don't know. So that's my point, right?
Where are they?
Why don't you call the organization? Well,
where are they? Like, are they in Nebraska?
Here.
Are they certifying?
There's nothing wrong.
Like retail?
Nothing wrong with Nebraska, FYI.
No, I know. Are they certifying retail?
Business to business, is my understanding. But
okay,
check them out. I don't know that much about them, but I'm just using that as an example because it's the only organization I know of that's doing it. And I know that they're starting to work with some universities to certify some of the courseware that universities are now beginning to offer for sales, so that when people graduate with a sales degree, they are some portion of the way toward their certification, absent some of the on-the-job training that they require for people to get.
And do you think, Andy, that there's like one way to do it, that the one way fits all, that Challenger, Sandler, spin selling, like, do you think there's one way fits all, and that, or are they certifying in different, like?
No, I think they're identifying, and I hate to speak for them because
I know, and I keep asking you the same question. You keep saying, I don't really know anything about them, Bridget. And I ask you another question, and you say, well, I don't really know anything about them, Bridget.
Yeah, I spoke with the CEO. As he's people who listen to the show, interview with Willis Turner, be able to learn something about it, but obviously you need to go to their website and learn more. But yeah, I mean, they focus on sort of fundamentals that transcend whatever methodologies. We talked about principles versus methodologies before. So they're certifying people on, as we talk about, sort of the fundamental enduring principles of sales. And there's an experience component to it. Again, you have to go there to get detail. But I think that if there was one organization that stood out that did this, whether it's them or anybody else, I mean, to me, I think there's value in that. I mean, I think customers would find value in that. Not that they could, again, just on the surface say, oh, this person has this certification, therefore they are competent to help me. But it gives them a certain level of comfort that there's a certain level of knowledge that exists that perhaps puts them in a better place than dealing with some unknown person off the street.
Well, it couldn't hurt. I don't think it could hurt unless they're like teaching really bad, outdated practices. Again, I don't know why I have in my mind that this company is in Nebraska and teaching. I don't know anything about them.
I have no idea why you think that either.
I don't know. I just have this idea in my mind that it is like some old, dated organization that is churning out like people that are still using the yellow pages.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Okay. I'm going to check them out.
All right, you check them out.
Okay, but your point and your question is, do I think it would be useful? Yes. Yes. And I think that's what some of these Miller Hyman, don't they have like a certification? I would think some of these other like brand name, somewhat old school selling systems probably do have a certification. Like I hear people that get Sandler certified.
Sure, but wouldn't it be good to have one that just said, regardless of methodology?
Why one?
Why not?
Is there a benefit? Well, is there a benefit from having just one? Market competition makes everybody better. Like why just one? Why not have various?
Why do we have just one American Bar Association? I mean, there's a bar association in every state that certifies lawyers. Why aren't there two?
Why aren't there? Maybe there should be. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't know either. But I mean, without getting lost in the weeds on that point,
I know
is
it's our 101st one. We can definitely start to stray.
Yeah, that's it. They may turn off before 102. Is if there were, let's just say one organization, just for sake of argument, one organization that,
or to stop the argument
that everybody
believed in, that wasn't in Nebraska,
that wasn't, whether they were or not in Nebraska, that everybody believed in, that they, complete transparency in terms of what they are certifying, what the certification means, and it was something that was, the company could look at and deem, well, that's relevant, right? I mean, it's not talking about selling what we sell, but it handles the fundamentals, that baseline that we're going to build on top of. And then we're out trying to hire people to build a team. Why wouldn't I specify on my job description, my job specification, whatever, that, we'd prefer somebody with this level of experience, these specific competencies, and this certification. Kind
of like the bar. You want them to have passed the bar.
It's typically useful if you want to practice law, right? Or if you want to practice medicine, that you become board certified in your specialty. I mean, heck, we do it for people that cut your hair and do your nails, right?
Okay. Yes. I say yes. Yes. Who's going to go do that? Aside from this company in Nebraska, who I've never heard of, even though there are 60,000 of these people who are certified running around out there who I've never met. Do you hear of a movement? Like, is this becoming a thing?
I hear more talk about it, yes, in all honesty. And it's part of the conversation that's happening is that, one is there are more colleges and universities that are offering sales curriculum, in some cases actual sales degrees. And I think that's sort of, the certification sort of builds on that. Why not have something that says, here's an independent third party that is going to find that there's only value in the certification if the market believes there's value in it, right? The customers for it. But for, I think, what an investment of roughly $1,000 for the initial program to get certified, for if you're a sales individual contributor, that's nothing.
So when I was at Sumo Logic, we used to get interns in the summer from a program from Ohio, not Nebraska, but I think it was Ohio. That they had, one of the schools there had a sales program. And so we would get their interns and they'd come out and be the BDRs for a summer and learn a bit about sales. And we specifically recruited. We were in California, but we recruited and pulled interns from this particular program. There's somebody here that I see it for like SDRs, but I don't. So you're talking about, I think there's validity in the idea of certification, whether it's at the company level, whether it's at an industry, like being certified for technology sales, cloud sales, whatever, whether it's for a methodology. And yeah, I guess if there were one that could be like the catch-all, great. I think there's merit to certification. That's my net. I think there's merit to certification. And I guess I don't really care as much if there's one group that does, if we've got the, American Bar Association, or if we have we have more, let's say different agencies that we believe can certify. I am not as wrapped around the axle that there needs to be just one, as opposed to a variety of different groups that may be certified, and then maybe one emerges as being, this is getting your certification from Princeton is better than getting your certification from San Jose State. I don't know, I'm making them up.
Actually, yeah, I'd take San Jose State over Princeton, but yeah, I think that's...
No, I exactly. I think I probably would too. I think it speaks, you know what I mean? Is
right. Well, it speaks to a point, because one of the real issue, at least to me, issue we have in sales among many, but this is one that continually is proving to be difficult to deal with and surmount, is just what a crapshoot it is to hire new people. And part of that we may never be able to change, because people are people, individuals. There's only so much we can learn. But the goal of any hiring process should be, one of the primary goals of any hiring process is to reduce the risk of bad hires.
I know it is. That's exactly right. It's hard to do.
Right. And so I'm just saying,
is that going to reduce the risk?
Well, potentially over time, yeah. It's a step, right? It's not the answer, because to the same degree, I'm sure you've interviewed people for jobs, or you've been in companies that are interviewing, we need a director of marketing, and you look at the job description that says, must have an MBA. It's like, seriously? What does that have to do with it?
Yeah, that's true.
So, it has to be meaningful, and one of the things about certifications, at least what this SMEI is doing, is people can't get certified till they have a certain level of experience in the field that's validated by customers and employers. So there's, again, it's not foolproof and so on, but it's just one more way to try to make that part of it less risky.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, what are the different components of risk? And one of them is certainly that, just their sales competence and aptitude. So if you can reduce that through a certification process, I'd be all for it.
Okay. Well, I'm signing you up.
Sign me up.
They have a sales manager certification as well.
I'd love it.
All right. I'm going to go to
God,
the
that would be horrible if I go to my CEO and tell him, hey,
Well,
I know you already hired me, but I'm not certified.
Well, this is what the CEO of that SMEI was talking about is one of the issues is getting managers certified is that conversation.
I don't mind.
Well,
I'd be happy to show him and say, hey, I'm not certified.
Well, but if that's one of the problems we have with sales managers is that they're afraid to admit they don't know something and that they need help, and it contributes to the failure rate because they think I'll look bad if I go to this CEO who's paying me several $100,000 a year and I admit to him there's something I don't know, which is just BS, right? I mean, we go to the CEO and find lots of things they don't know, and they're going to their support groups all the time.
Exactly. No, there's always going to be things we don't know for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, have we beat that one up enough?
Probably for today, for the 101st show, we've probably beat it up enough.
All
we
right.
can always find other topics to beat up.
Yeah. Well, no, that was a good one. So, Bridget, as
Andy,
always.
Until 102.
Until 102. This has been Andy Paul and
QB1.
QB1, Captain Fantastic. Do we have another? Oh, yeah, Captain Doing Okay, or Captain Doing Very Good. Yes.
Doing great.
Okay.
Doing great. I was doing great.
Captain Doing Great. Okay.
Captain Doing Great. Captain Fantastic.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue the same way, but
I know.
All right, friends, sorry to bore you with that, but Bridget, until 102.
All right. Have a good one, everybody.